All right, y'all, I'm sure we were all super freaking excited for this trailer right here for Wuthering Waves for the new version of 2.8. But yo, there's one big thing in here that I was just like, bro, what are you even talking about? Why are y'all doing this? Why would you do this with the freaking resonators and the banners and how you align them up? Doesn't make any dang sense. So actually, it does make a lot of sense, but boy, does it freaking piss me off. Let's dive in here. Let's discuss that. Hey, but first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. You know, all was good and well as we were seeing this whole trailer unfold and whatnot within the game, or within the live stream for the 2.8 update. But then, while you're sitting here super excited, seeing all this, you're like, wow, dude, oh my goodness, Chisa, the environment, everything. Oh my freaking goodness. And then Buling comes onto the screen and you're like, oh yeah, Buling, with her crazy voice acting. That sounds terrible, but sounds great in the same manner because it's so atrocious, but so fitting to her character model. And you're just like, holy smokes, look at this. We know Buling's a 4-star character and that she's very, very beneficial, very universal, and it adds a lot of depth, especially within her resonance chains, which I don't know exactly what they are, but from what I hear, nonetheless, I've seen what I've seen pop up. It's a very well wanted 4-star. And because of that, it's important to note that, well, surely, Wuthering Waves, Kuro Games, we haven't seen a 4-star in a literal year, by the way. We have not seen, I'm not even joking, I'm not exaggerating like Spike, surely you're exaggerating. No, we literally have not seen a 4-star in a literal year to date as of the making of this video, actually. November 14th, 2024, version 1.4. You know who that person was? You know who that character was, y'all? I'll show you who that character was right here. I'll show you exactly who that character was if I can find them. It was this one right here. It was Lumi in 1.4 phase 2. A year to date of this video, November 14th. Now you would think, yeah, okay, look, we haven't had a 4-star in a year, a whole year, over a year at the time of 2.8 being released. You would think Kuro Games would be like, all right, for sure, bet. We know y'all need a 4-star. We've been tossing 5-stars at you. And we've been making our money and stuff. Y'all need a 4-star. So you know what? We're going to put this 4-star here with Chisa. Because we know y'all want Chisa. But what do they do? Yeah, you know exactly what they did. So here, after they've gone through the gameplay, really showing us all the crazy stuff. Look at this, dude. Jesus, that's crazy. She looks absolutely like a beast, by the way. After they've gone through and shown us all the gameplay and stuff, they go, of course, to show, what the release dates are going to be, or the banners are going to be. That's what we're all looking forward to, right? We're looking forward to the banners. What's actually going to happen. When these banners are actually going to hit, is that way we know how we're going to pull for them. And, of course, they do exactly what I hope they would not do. They go over here and they show us the banners. And what do they show us? This is what they show us right here. Chisa, look at the 4-stars down there at the bottom right. Yeah, so you know what that means. We get Chisa, we get Phoebe on the first half. And then as you see here, boom, you see Buling right there. Oh, wow. Buling's on the second half with a Frolova rerun and a Cantarella rerun. Bro. Now, look, I understand why y'all did this. I understand this from a business perspective. I do. I fully understand it from a business perspective. 100%. Because naturally, if it's on a rerun, you're not going to get as much money, right? That's really all that is. People are going to pull for Chisa. They know that people are going to pull for Chisa. But then, it's like, well, we're going to drop this 4-star character. And, well, instead of putting her on the banner with Chisa, which is what we should have done, considering you haven't got a 4-star in over a freaking year and people need 4-stars, we're going to put her on the rerun banner to force y'all to pull on the rerun banner, because otherwise that second half of the update wouldn't be as profitable. Even though it probably still would be profitable because Frolova is still a wanted character. And, of course, not only just for her storyline, but for her gameplay and just her likability. But nonetheless, this is what they did. They put Buling over there in the second freaking half of that gosh darn banner. So now it's like, hey, you have to pull on the second half too if you want Buling. Even if you already have Frolova, even if you already have Cantarella, you gotta pull. on that second half in order to get Buling. Now, of course, it can also come naturally because she's a 4-star character, so it's not like she's going anywhere. She's now permanently, she will now be permanently on the 4-star lineup. So I mean, if you lose if you well, not necessarily lose, but you have the opportunity of getting her, when pulling on standard banner or whatnot. Pulling on even on the weapon banner, you get 4 stars on there sometimes. But you have an opportunity to get her outside of that. But either way, for the initial here, with the boost up where we can actually get her, putting her on the second half banner was just like, bro, come on, man. I understand you're trying to maximize profits. I understand it from a business perspective. Fully, 100% understand it from a business perspective. But at the same time, it's been a year plus since the last 4-star character. If this was like, every 3 months or something like that, wouldn't be that big of a deal. Would not be that big of a deal. But bro, you haven't dropped a 4-star character in over a year, and y'all put her on this next banner. I don't know if y'all about to be dropping a whole bunch of free pools and stuff during 2.8. Probably not, because they probably will in 3.0. But it's like, bro, I don't know. It's just unacceptable. I had to make a video on this. I had to discuss this because I want to know how y'all feel about this. I want to know how y'all feel about this. Like I said, I understand why they did it. 100%. I understand why they did it from a business perspective. But considering how long it was, I feel like they could have approached that a bit differently. But they could have maybe put her with Chisa. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the community deserves that. Been very supportive of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been all ups. It's been a lot of praise for Wuthering Waves, especially within the version 2 series of updates. At any rate, I'm looking forward to this. New area looks great. Looking forward to New Federation. All this is going to be pretty exciting. Chisa looks great. The gameplay looks great from Chisa. That's bonkers, bro. Straight bonkers, that gameplay they showed from Chisa. But nonetheless, it looks great. But I just wanted to discuss on that whole Buling thing. They were on for that. Anyway, y'all, this is a little quick and short one. Comment down below. I want to know what y'all think. How y'all feel about this? Like I said, Frollo was still a very wanted character, so I'm sure a lot of y'all are glad for the opportunity to pull her. This is her first rerun, so I'm sure a lot of y'all are glad for the opportunity. But nonetheless, how y'all feel about it? And with it being the first 4-star in over a year, and then ending up on the rerun banner. So, how y'all feel about that? Anyway, comment down below, like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Holla. Spike content.